Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of the £5 million challenge. We're still in setup week here as we continue to push along with establishing the farm, really. And that's taken on quite a lot of different twists and turns. We're going to walk through what those look like today as we've developed a whole new area within our land of late, and it's starting to look pretty darn good. Let's go and have a look at what we're looking at. We are in the Kubota. We're going to shoot on up. I think we're going to put some hedges or fences in here as well. Get that field kind of looking nice and tight. As you'll see right here for a starting point, we do have a new hedge line out here separating off this field. We put a road in here as well so we can actually stay off of our off the grass. You don't want to put a gate in on that side though. So we'll get to that one, and then yeah, our road comes around the side of the field and into our second or third farm really, which is a cattle farm but also has the production suites on it as well. And we'll see how that goes. So this production building here is a mod that you can get from the mod over there, and it will allow you to do pretty much anything, I do believe. So we're going to give that a go. You'll see though we've also got our hedges in place there. We've got a fence line that runs all the way along here and an entirely new field. Now this field we're going to have to do a bit of work into soon because it's grass, but it's also just a load of mess really. So we'll be looking to try and work that over, reseed it, and get it into a position that we can actually use that moving forward. And be it, I don't know if we'll plow it over and drill it, or if we're just going to leave it as more grassland. What do you reckon? Let me know in the comments if we should plow this one over and put it into a cereal crop, or if we should keep it for more grass. We are looking at working over a few fields out this way. We do have quite a lot of grassland out here, and that is something that we really want to tackle. You'll see we've put a fence line up here as well for this little paddock, and the road now sweeps around this way as well. Lovely little fence line up there. Grass field number one, and we come around this corner and into our next group of grass fields here. So these have all been mown down. Got a crop of hay off all of these, or silage for that one. These round bales of hay here, we're going to be selling those, and Lord knows we need to do that soon because look at how much money we have. £4,846 is not much, but all of this is going to be sold. There's still another field on the far ground there that we need to cut, and we'll look to bail that one up. This road here though, we're going to follow this because we need to go over to the store. So dry that the riverbed's dried up there, that's quite something. We need to go over the store because our New Holland NH70 is there, and we are selling off a bit of equipment. Going to give us a bit of an injection of cash, which we've been able to use. We're downgrading because it just seemed a little too big, and I found an adequate replacement as well, so that's been fantastic. So what we're going to do is just scoot on over to the store. We can't teleport, so we need to just zip on over this, pick up the implement in question, take it back down to the yard. We don't need to use it straight away there, but it'd be good to have it put to one side. And then what I think we might look to do is we've got some a wheat field harvest started. At least we've got the one headland on field 28, so we'll get that one finished off in the lovely afternoon sun, and that means 29 28 are done. We've got field 21 to go into after that for the sorghum, which we'll head on up to after. And then it's just field 33. So we're breaking the back of harvest, which is good to see. But yeah, it's always nice to kind of get a few bits and pieces like this ticked off the list. We've got our stores are stacking up nicely with seed, with cereal. So we're looking good there to really have something to sell when the price is right. Now, I don't know. For the most part, we might put some of it into the mill, into the production depot there, so we can actually make a little bit more money, but we'll have to wait and see. We're going to park this here for now. You'll see all of our seed and fertilizer is still here. Now, the reason someone was asking why do you have these set number of bags is a good question. There are 24 bags of each year, and this is what you're allowed to start with. Now, the reason we've done this is because if you want to make a whole load of money by completing contracts, that's great, but you're going to have to use your fertilizer for your fertilizing contracts. If you want to do the same thing but for drilling cereal crops, then you're gonna have to use these as well. So that means that you won't be able to necessarily plant all of your ground or do all of your own stuff. So you've got to really kind of plan that accordingly, and that's what adds another little wrinkle into the challenge. For right now, we're gonna sell this big guy. Unfortunately, I think the time has come. We need to bring in a little bit of extra money there. We've got a lot of work off this season, but I think we can get away with having the smaller one that we have here for our needs. Really, realistically, as much as it was nice, it's just a bit too big. So what I need to do is find out where we can sell this. think it's going to be in here somewhere. I just need to figure out where. I think we're going to go straight back on into this shed here. We'll give that one a go first. And we shall see. Can't really see too much out of here for reversing. If it doesn't go in this one, it might be a bit of an issue. And it is an issue. So we'll just have to sell it. So we're going to come into our rakes. £71,000. So now our balances are looking a lot healthier there. We've also got a new rake. We already bought that one, which is why our we're a little bit lower there on the balance book. But, you know, I'm happy. I think that's a smart move to make there. A little bit more appropriate for the size of the equipment that we have. We've still got plenty of grassland to get after as well. As we'll be looking to at some stage complete 31, 32 and that little bit of waste ground as well. So, and maybe even a little bit of second cut to go with that. So we'll have to see how we get on. We're going to leave the gator here. We'll come back for that. And we'll go back down to our ground. Really happy with how the farms are looking themselves there. I think it's starting to really come together very nicely. But with that being said, I think it'll be there's a lot of challenges that lie ahead, and we'll have to start to navigate those fairly soon as we think about what and where we're going to be planting crops, which crops we're going to be planting, if we're going to be doing it all ourselves as well, or if we get this into a multiplayer server to go. We are looking to get the crossplay server up and running very shortly. It's going to be the first one we get up and working there, just to get it all going. And I think we will we'll look to get that done sooner rather than later. And then yeah, after that we just I need to think about how we're going to get this challenge all up and working. But yeah, if you have any suggestions for that, of course, do please leave them down below as always. And we look to get going here. We're going to take this back over to the yard. A bit of a slower drive, so we'll speed things up and we'll get over to the yard there and we can make a plan for the next step. So we're back at the yard here. There's a lot of different bits and pieces that we need to get wrapped up here. We have quite a few bales to bring in. The bales aren't too much of a time critical thing for me at the moment. The main thing is to get those fields harvested first. So that's what we're going to look into trying to do, and also getting the next group of fields in some sort of shape, really, so that when we do come to, you know, when cultivations do start in earnest, we're ready to go. So that's where my line of thought is. The combine's back in the yard here because it needed diesel. So at this point, that is really ready to go back out and finish the job. So we'll do that first, I think, and then we'll look into what the next steps may look like. This field here, we need to get a cultivator. We don't have one. We'll probably end up just leasing one for this season, I imagine. We need something that can probably go in the back of this beast here, which is about 170 horsepower. So we'll see what we can find in that range. Diesel's looking good. Fantastic. So we can just move this back on out. I'm not really being able to see too much, so a lot of this is just straight flat guesswork, but never mind. And bingo. So yeah, we're in a small field of wheat. It's the last wheat we have on the farm, but it'll be good to get done. Everything is likely. We've got around about, and I'll show you what we have actually once we get into the field. We've got a fair volume of cereal crops now, like I mentioned there, and I think We obviously need to wait on that for the best opportune moment to sell it as per the market. We are on the hardest economy level right now, so the return you get is not great, but what that does mean is that we can maybe look into leveraging some different production chains where possible. So we might put a bit into flour there, or maybe we get some bread going, something like that, just to see what we can actually pull out of this. But yeah, that is definitely one thought process. But yeah, we'll have to see really. Stuck the header trailer here just out of the way. That field still needs to be baled ahead of us there, but it is all finished. That was oats. It didn't yield too badly. But yeah, we got a start. We got to nibble into this one at least. Well, all we did, but we're able to get in a little bit in the trailer, but mainly just make a bit more headway. Right then. Perfect. We'll just pre-board and nailed it. Off we go. So what we'll typically do, and what I think we can afford ourselves to do in this field as well, is we'll get the headlands taken off there. Then we'll likely stick the worker away just so we can actually go and leverage a couple of different bits and pieces and get some other jobs done. We are allowed to use hide worker. We can only use one though whilst we're in the game, so we need to think about that one as well. But you've got to be very strategic really with how and what you're going to be using. But otherwise, you know, it's good to get cracking along. This field's not the biggest, it won't take too long to complete, and then we'll be able to get all this straw cleared up there and really hopefully be knocking on the door of getting this all finished. But that is the intention at least, and I want to hopefully get this combine over to at least over to the sorghum before the end of the day. So that's what we'll have to do, and then that sorghum's going to be a big field to work on there. It's going to take a lot of time and effort to harvest there, but hopefully it'll be really worth it. Let me know, like I say, I would love to get your opinions on just exactly which fields that we plow in there. I'm thinking 19 and 17 would be a good option to plow in there if we keep the grass fields down around the main farm here. A little bit less distance to travel when we are selling everything, which is always worthwhile. That is my current thought process. Let me know what you think would be a good one there, and then we will see. I am looking to figure out how we can bring this to multiplayer and what that looks like. I think that's the plan, but if you have any suggestions, do let me know. And we'll see how we can slowly work our way towards that. I think that could be very, very interesting indeed. I'd like to say a big thank you and welcome along to all the new channel members as well. If you are new, welcome. Thank you very much for your support there. And we may well be looking to kind of find something that we can do as a membership group here to boot as well. So stay tuned for more on that. Otherwise, we can keep pushing through here really. The harvest continues on Attingham Park there, and we are flying. Really, really flying. If there's anything that you'd like to see, if you have any new rules that you would like to add, of course, please do drop them in the comments down below. We're still looking for more rules to make this challenge even more complex and even more challenging. For the current rules, if you want to tag along, they are all in the description to this video there, so you can get yourself set up with it as well. Otherwise, we're just going to keep going through and just see how we get on for the evening. It's a beautiful afternoon here over on Attingham Park, and we will look to make not quite make hay while the sun shines, but surely crack on with the wheat anyway. So for now, thank you very much for watching. I do hope you have enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts and feelings. Until next time though, if you have enjoyed this, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more. I've been Simulation for the Nation, and we shall see you in the next one. Catch you later.